Today I'm going to be building one of the weirdest, maybe rarest. I don't think it's rare particularly. I think it's just super unique, very sought after, iconic. You could probably apply every adjective in the book to this set. It is 5956. It's the balloon. Here she is. Yeah, definitely one of the top three, probably coolest things I own, Lego-wise at least. The Adventurer's Balloon. Let's get into it. So yeah, here she is. Obviously, the number one thing with this set is the actual balloon itself. It's a really bizarre piece of Lego. Probably nothing else like it. Probably simultaneously the worst and best Lego piece ever made at the same time. I mean, it's not really a Lego piece. It's just a giant plastic blimp that they made for one set. Probably why they almost went bankrupt 2 years after doing that, maybe 3 years after doing that. But still so undeniably cool that they did that. So yeah, this is mine. I did not purchase this as a child. I always wanted this set, seeing it in catalogs growing up, and in Lego Racers too, of course. This set was in Lego Racers is something I'm going to say a lot if I keep reviewing sets that I own because I love that game so much. I've been on a quest to buy everything that was in those games. So yeah, this was not something I purchased as a child, unfortunately. I just never saw one. Again, maybe they were pretty rare. I saw it in all the magazines. I mean, to be fair, I think this came out in 1999, so I don't think I ever saw a jungle set for sale on a shelf anywhere. If I did, I probably wasn't old enough to remember. But yeah, I never saw them ever. And I think even back in the day, I don't think this set was ever cheap. I don't think there's ever. I'll have to look up the historic eBay prices, but back in the day, it was probably like $50 on eBay or something, which would have been way too much money for me in those days. But yeah, so I ended up actually getting this about 4 years ago. Here, sorry, let me take the tail piece and put it on. It is in two pieces, which I didn't know for a long time, just looking at photos of it. Is that upside down? I didn't realize you could put it on upside down. That's still not the right way. How do I do this? I think 1/4 turn. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so anyways, I bought this about 4 years ago. It was more or less a birthday gift from my brother, so huge shout outs. He gave me $100 worth of credit to a Lego store in my area, and I don't the things line up. Okay, we're gonna look at that in a second. And I chose this. It was over $100. I had to pay some of it on my own. I took his $100 credit and some of my cash to make it together. And the set has like doubled in value since I got it. So I'm glad I picked it up. And again, it wasn't really a question to me. I had to choose between this and an open but complete with the box Fright Night set. Those are the two things I couldn't decide. I think it was the Witch's Mountain Castle, and I still wish I'd bought that Mountain Castle, but I just kind of flipped the coin in my brain, and this is the one I decided on because I've always wanted an Adventurer's Blimp in my life. So I got it 4 years ago. I've never built it, and that's what I am trying to fix now. I don't know why the little strakes, whatever the rib cage of the Zeppelin is not lining up from the back piece to the front piece. Maybe the person who had this before me put the stickers on wrong. Is it supposed to line up? I'm gonna try to keep screwing. It's kind of weird. It's like a thermos kind of design. I'm gonna keep trying to screw this on, and as far as I can see, I don't think the ridges line up like any. Oh, no. As far as I can tell, I don't think they line up. That scared the hell out of me. I didn't know it could do that. I didn't know it was flexible enough to kind of pop when you push on it like that. Just doing this is scaring me a little bit. I mean, again, this set is not like thousands of dollars or anything insane, but I mean, it's a rare one. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it on like that and pretend they. Oh yeah, you can kind of get it to line up, but then it won't be tight. Maybe that's actually, I wonder if that's just from the plastic like loosening out over time, maybe is what causes it to not quite line up right. But no, I mean, the tail looks like straight enough to me. I don't know if I can get a good shot of this. Holding it flat. Oh no, it's a little past. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, it's going a little bit further than it is. I think that's the problem. But I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there where it feels secure but not over tightened. But yeah, so the stickers on this are in pretty decent shape. These are all stickers, the little patches, the logo, the shark mouth. That's another thing. Anything with a shark mouth on it, I'm a sucker for. Um, the mouth is kind of a little bit loose in through there. Still in decent shape. A couple like I wonder. I really wonder who put this together in a previous life, who owned this. They got this sticker dead on. This one is pretty bad. It's kind of not lined up at all and coming off. But it is stuck down tight here. So again, I don't know if I would be terrified to like razor blade that off and try to put it back on. That one's pretty decent. The tip is coming up, and then same over there. It's just these little guys are kind of starting to peel back. I mean, maybe I'm sure there's experts out there who have experience. It's just the problem is these stickers are what 27 years old at this point, so it's like I don't know. It's I don't want to try to peel them off and re-stick them, or maybe I could just peel them off and then apply some liquid glue or something. I don't know. It's just they're on there for now. I'll just leave it like that. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to building. So I've never built this. I don't know if that's why when I mentioned that. Had it 4 years, haven't built it. Today I'm fixing that because this set is so cool. It deserves to get put together at least another couple times. So let me get the pieces going here. I'll probably edit this part out. All right, got the pieces out. So the first thing I have is this little bush. The second I pulled this out of the bag, I said, wow, I'm glad this isn't broken. But the more I look at it, it's so minty fresh. I bet this is a replacement. If I had to bet, I'm guessing that was replaced later because, again, these, I think, Lego is very durable. A lot of the floral elements are not. Those are the one thing that I've had to replace the most, trying to put back my childhood collection back together. The palm leaves, all the bushes, all of that stuff just doesn't last. But the rest of the set is in really good shape, so... again, I have no idea how much of this has been, it should be complete, but I have no idea how much of it is like original. Obviously it's all, the correct colors and stuff, but some of this probably could have gotten replaced over the lifetime because this is such a valuable set. The store probably would have put it together. All right, going through the figures, we got Harry Kane first up. That's my boy. He's our pilot. This is... I think this is actually his last appearance in any Lego set ever. I mean, it would be this theme. He's in the pontoon plane as well. That's another set that I love. I don't know if you would like count that as like which set kind of came first. I mean, they all came out in a wave. But I mean, I think it's this. I don't remember if he's in the Amazon temple. That's the big sort of finale set of this wave. I saw one of those today, a sealed one at a shop for $1,000. I really would love to get it though, because this is a really, I mean, not for $1,000, and I'm not going to get a sealed one because I want to open it and build it, especially with that crazy base plate. But this wave is super small. The Amazon Jungle, I think it's called Jungle, the sub-theme of the adventures. Here's a Rudo Villano, one of the best names Lego's ever made. Hopefully that's not considered racist. Here's Johnny Thunder, the classic. And then we got Dr. Kilroy, whose hat I have not, oh there it is. Classic pith hat we got going on here. Yeah, boy. I think, isn't he like Dr. Lightning in Europe or something? Every Adventures character has two names, and it gets real confusing real quick. What they talked about? Oh yeah, it's a tiny theme. There's like 5 main sets, and then a bunch of the little Kabaya tiny builds, one of which I actually bought today for like $15. Probably a little too much, but again, it would be cool to have every jungle set. But it's this set, the pontoon plane, which is small, the Spider Secret, which I have the plane too. Spider Secret, and then there's, wait, hold on, I already lost track. Okay, Pontoon Plane, Spider Secret, River Expedition, this one, River Expedition I don't have, this one I have, and then the giant Amazon Temple, which I do not have. So I'm at 3 out of 5 of the main builds at the moment. My local store has a River Expedition just like sitting, and they want $200 for it. I mean, it's used and complete. I looked at it the other day. The figures are like super mint. I think about it. I think about it every night. But it's a lot, and I kind of want to get some Dino Island stuff before I do that. All right, so let's get building. But yeah, I think jungle is a crazy sub-theme of adventures. Again, like I was saying, this is Harry Kane's last appearance. There's a lot of crazy fan theories about him if he like died during this arc. But I don't know. I guess Lego just didn't want to bring him back. He kind of got replaced by another guy named Mike in Dino Island, I think. Because Mike has like a glider. Pippin also has like a plane. Oh, I'm building a little temple thing here. But yeah, so I think that, again, if he's not in the temple, this is his last appearance in a Lego set, basically, which is pretty cool. Kind of sad. I liked planes as a kid, so he was always one of my favorite figures because he came with all the planes. I probably should have sorted out these pieces by color. I'm just hunting around for light gray. There it is. This piece. Maybe I should get more of the pieces up on the screen. So yeah, the cool thing is we have these black boat pieces. I don't think these are set exclusive. They're probably not. There are black boat pieces in the Amazon River Expedition that are set exclusive. I'll put everything that isn't gray in frame. How about that? Yeah, the River Expedition is a giant black boat. It has these crazy big hull pieces, and they are exclusive to that set in that color. They show up in other sets, but in like white and gray and stuff. River Expedition is the only one that has them in black. So I'm unsure about which pieces, if any, are exclusive to the set, besides the obvious one of the blimp. The blimp having, obviously never shown up in any set before, after, since, which is kind of interesting to me. So I guess the question I have is, why the hell did they make this blimp? And why did they, obviously the answer is because it's really cool, but it's just weird to me that, I understand this was like F it, we ball era Lego, where they were just doing whatever they wanted to the point where, again, they almost went bankrupt. Ooh, sorry, I just found a sword. He's in a rough shape. This is the only piece I've seen so far that actually looks a little beat up. But I don't think those cutlasses are that expensive, so no big deal. I could find a replacement one of those someday. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, this was Lego's crazy drunk party girl era, where they were just putting just making a new color every week. They would make bespoke builds all over the place, just make these crazy one-off pieces. Sorry, it took me way too long to find that. It was just nuts. And so that's the big thing. And again, this has probably been answered somewhere, and maybe it's been answered. I know people do a lot of designer interviews and stuff with the guys who made these sets, who were there at the time. But why did they make this blimp? What was the thought process behind it? Why did they decide this is a really cool little Amazon treasure piece? We're going to slide him in here. Why did they make this blimp? What was the thought process behind it? Were they not concerned about making this giant piece for, giant one-off, completely unique, never before seen Lego piece for literally just one set, in this tiny wave of adventures, Johnny Thunder Lego? It's very weird, and again, probably has been answered. I'm sorry, my like Lego behind the scenes lore knowledge is not very great. Again, I was there when these were all in the catalogs and on the shelves, but I don't know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I've never really dug that deep. Probably should do that. Again, apologies if I'm just totally speculating here. But anyways, my thought process was there's a lot of a little skull. I love that classic skull piece. There's a lot of adventure sets where they have like crazy fancy weird containers to keep the pieces in. So like in the Adventures Egypt, for instance. Oh, did I just break something? Well, I didn't break the web. That's the fragile one. I broke this part. Okay, it snapped off. There we go. We're good to go. Cool. In the Adventurers, the Egypt, they have a lot of, there were a lot of sets where they were trying to, they made like these weird containers to keep the pieces in. So there's one that has like a sarcophagus container, which is pretty cool. And then there was another one that has like a gold briefcase. I swear I saw a Bricklink listing for it the other day. And so I don't know why they just, again, maybe this was something that Lego was pushing at the time of like, oh, if we're going to sell these sets to kids with all these pieces, we should try to sell them containers to keep their sets inside of, right? And I'm assuming that this set, here's a Max Villano with his little cutlass and his rifle. We'll put him there. I'm assuming that maybe that's where this set kind of spawned, was this idea of like, let's take, if we're just going to build sets that have these containers to keep all the pieces in, let's make the container the set and just make them one and the same. Because as I showed earlier, you can unscrew this. I'll just show it now. It'll be cool for the camera. You can take this blimp and you can unscrew the end piece, right? And then it's just hollow inside. It's this giant plastic tube. So you can just throw all the bricks in here. Again, this is something I think the manual shows it, and in like the magazines and stuff, they would show you just dumping all the bricks into the blimp. So again, I think they were just kind of obsessed with set containers at the time. They were like, well, let's make a set container that is the set. Which I guess if that was their objective, it's pretty genius that, you know, it worked pretty well. They made this crazy blimp. The only thing for me is just like, again, why make this crazy blimp mold for one set? And especially the fact that this is not printed. It's all stickers on here to do, you know, the eyes and the Adventures logo and all the patches, which I love, by the way, the kind of that implication that this is like a super old, maybe like secondhand Zeppelin that they've purchased and kind of are holding it together with nails and tape. Oh darn, I think I found one incorrect piece. This, according to my manual, is supposed to be, oh god, sorry, I'm trying not to knock my phone over while I'm moving it. This dude's supposed to be light gray right there, and I have a dark gray piece. I do not have a light gray, unless, oh my god, wait a minute. Oh, I know the problem. The dark gray one's supposed to go here. The light gray one is supposed to go on the blimp. Sorry about that. I'm going to be back in 1 second. Okay, I fixed it. Classic blunder, being unable to tell the different grays apart in the instruction manual. Yeah, what was I talking about? Blimp. So yeah, Lego, again, this was their we're going bankrupt era. So they were doing insane amounts of bespoke prints. One of my favorite sets ever, a bit of an aside, is the Bounty Hunter chase, the Attack the Clones, Zam Wessel, the two air speeders that are chasing each other. I have that set still complete. It's probably again in the top 5 coolest things I own. That's way up there, at least in the top 5 my favorite sets, just because it's an amazing, you know, rarity aside. I love that set as a kid and I love it now. But the coolest thing is that it's like 50% like bespoke printed pieces. There isn't a single sticker on there. It's just these wild lime green colors with like all these crazy prints over them, like bright yellow, lime green. But anyways, they didn't print on the blimp, and maybe that's just because it probably would have been difficult to print on this, especially with the little ribbed kind of skeleton of the Zeppelin that's under there. You know, maybe they were, I mean, again, it's kind of funny. It's like, okay, we're going to spend a ton of money building this unique blimp piece, but you know, the extra little bit to print it, nah, we're not going that far. But, I mean, the only other thing I can think, the only other explanation I can come up with is, well, maybe those Adventures things, the shark mouth and the logo, were stickers because maybe they wanted to use this blimp mold for other sets. I mean, again, if the stickers weren't on there, there's no reason you couldn't use that to build like a Goodyear blimp, or, you know, the Lego City is a huge line. I'm sure there'd be a lot, I mean, back in the day, there used to be a lot of blimps floating around in cities. Nowadays, not so much. But at least to me, that's my conspiracy theory. I think they might have been trying to keep the option open to use this Zeppelin mold in other sets. And if they weren't, I mean, again, that's just nutty. The fact that they were willing to go so crazy for one set only. But yeah, it would be really cool. Oh, this is interesting. Check this out. So, yeah, these must have been replaced because open studs on these, or anti-studs, whatever they're called. These are light gray 1x6 plates, old light gray. Sorry, focus phone. There we go, more or less. I have four of these. Two of them have the closed holes, and two of them have open. Again, I don't really care about that so much. I'm not gonna, go ballistic about it. I kind of maybe want to replace them. I mean, maybe if I could find some. I should make a mental note, because I mean, if I can, the manual shows it's this version with the, sorry, this version with the closed stud. Yeah, those are the ones that are in the manual. Those are probably the era correct ones. I mean, they're both old light gray as far as my eyeballs can tell with this camera in my way. But yeah, anyways, that's at least proof that I think this set probably had some pieces that were lost and then replaced later. But I mean, again, blimps here, so that's all that really matters. Cool. Wow, we're doing a lot of work on this undercarriage. Also, I feel like I'm halfway done with the like my piece pile over here. I'm running low on pieces already. There's not a lot. I don't know if I can pan the camera without it completely falling off the rig. Again, apologies. This was a bit of a spur of the moment thing. My phone camera mount is holding on by a shred. I hate this table that I haven't mounted to. I didn't want this table. I was told by my relatives who were trying to get rid of the table that just try the table, and if you hate it, we'll come back and take it out of your home later. I still hate the table. It's still in my home. I'm stuck with it. Nobody's going to take it out. It was given to me against my will, but, I shouldn't be complaining. Anyways. What was I talking about? Period correct pieces? Yeah. Oh, the piece count. So this set is not a lot of pieces. I don't know the number. Does the manual say the number? 5956. It does not on the manual. It does not tell me how many pieces are in this set. I probably should have looked that up before I started filming. Maybe I can edit it in quick. I'm guessing, is this like 200 something? Just eyeballing it. Maybe it's like 180. It might be less than 200. It's a smaller set. Maybe I can look up these stats for a later section. But it's a smaller set. Obviously, the blimp, the Zeppelin itself, is doing a huge amount of heavy lifting in terms of like the value and size of the set. Whoa, did I skip a step? Nope, we're just adding like 15 things to the hull of the ship right now. Okay, I gotta make sure I don't miss any. Number one, putting the skull in there. Yeah, but I'm curious real quick. Wow, is this legal? They tell you to put look at this. They want you to put the skull into the like hole between the four studs in the brick. I feel like you do not do this that often. I mean, that's fine. That's probably not illegal. I think illegal techniques are only illegal because they like stress the pieces out and they don't hold. I mean, that's fine. I can't remember the last time a Lego set told me to do that. It's been a minute. Oh, wait, hold on. Where's my piece remover? I think I just ran into the same thing with this 1x4. No, oh, these are good. These ones are both good. They're the closed back ones. Yeah, I wonder when they made that shift in the anti-stud pattern. I mean, it can't. If this is from 99, it has either it's like a factory by factory thing. I learned about that the other day, that different Lego factories historically have some different ways they're molding stuff. I mean, it could, especially in the 1900s, the pre-21st century, it was a little bit more all over the place. Wow, I can't remember the last time I saw a windshield without that little bullet glass pattern on it. This one is just straight up clear. But yeah, I wonder when that change happened, because this is the ones I have with the wrong studs underneath are still the right color. They're the old light gray. So if this set came out in 1999, which I'm going off of memory, I think it was 99 that all the jungle ones came out. If this came out in 99, then they probably, I mean, oh shoot. What year did the light gray to light bluish gray switch happen? I know it had switched over by like 06, because that's when I remember really noticing it in all the Revenge of the Sith stuff. But I'm assuming the swap happened. I know 2002 they started changing. This is a cool little mini build. Yeah, let me try to get more of the manual in there. Anyways, oh no, I knocked over all my blue pieces. Yeah, I'm not sure when the light gray to light bluish gray switch happened. I'm sure real Lego fans with way more experience than me know are like screaming right now. I mean, I obviously I know it happens. It was light blue. I know it was not light blue gray in like '02, and I know it was the new gray by '06. So anywhere in there, I would guess maybe like '04, '05, they started switching. So anyways, I'm trying to say, I wonder how many years of old. Oh, this clip piece is a little bit borked. Oh, it's working though. This guy's a little beat up. I don't know if you can see that, especially on the back. We got some. Well, I can get a more mint blue. Oh, I keep missing. I did miss a step. I need to put light gray ones down there. What was I saying? Yeah. So, anyways, I wonder what the period. It must have been a small little transition period where it was still old light gray, but they had the different stud pattern underneath. Oh, that's real loose in there. Oh well, we'll make it work. Must have been a small little period in the middle there. Okay. Oh, we're building the propeller rack. This is really cool. Really, really cool. But yeah, I would love to look up what the set retailed for. I'm assuming it was like 20 or 30 bucks. But and in 1999, I'm not super sure. I know I've looked at it on Bricklink before. But yeah, obviously there's some inflation adjustment that needs to happen in there. But yeah, I'll look that up real quick when I take a break too, and I'll give you my very subjective value judgment on if this set was overpriced or not, or if it's overpriced. I mean, it is a lot of money for this set. Actually, I don't know what sealed copies of this set go for. I know what the used ones are going for approximately. I love every time Lego does an engine build where it's they take these little hinges and then lever them out sideways to make it like a V8 or a V4. I guess this is a V4. Kind of weird. Like, a V6 engine or something. I love it. It's just pure classic Lego. It works every time. I never get tired of it. Classic. But yeah, I wonder what a sealed copy of this set goes for. I don't think it's quite up to $1,000. Probably is under, but I'm gonna guess $700 to $800 probably, which is a large number. The sealed versions of this set, I've only seen pictures of them, look really cool because the Zeppelin is so big that the sides of it like poke out of the box. The box is like this narrow, and then you have the tail fin and the nose kind of poking out on either side to show you. So it's really weird. The sealed versions are still it's kind of like a cardboard box around the blimp. Pretty funky. But yeah, I don't think it's quite as much as the Ruins. That's the other thing. That Amazon Ancient Ruins, I mean, even, I saw a sealed one for $1,000 today. I think even the used ones of that are in like the $400 to $500s. Which mainly, again, I think it's just because the Jungle line is just, it was small. It was had a short run. Not the most, probably not the most popular or successful Adventurers line, but I think it definitely has the most unique sauce to it. What in the heck? Okay, hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, that fits like a glove. That's what they wanted me to do. So, yeah, I think probably the rarest and most expensive kind of Adventurers line overall, though I suppose the Egypt stuff is certainly not cheap either. Oh, shoot. Okay, red plate back there. Yeah. The Ruins is crazy, though, because the raised base plate, I think, is nutty. It's probably, if you're a raised base plate fan, which I am, I don't think I had that many raised base plate sets growing up. I'm actually thinking, I think the only one I had was Crystal Skull, the Temple, which I still have. I'm trying to think. I don't think I really had that many Lego raised base plates. I had a lot of the Road City kind of road plates, but not like I never had like one of those crazy Aqua Zone ones, or like the Ice Planet one is cool. But yeah, if you're a big raised base plate fan, I think the Amazon Ancient Ruins is probably like one of the coolest base plates ever, at least in my opinion. Ice Planet one's probably super cool as well. Okay, I think I'm good. We got the little propellers on there. They're spinning. All right, this part is really neat. I remember always seeing these little window pieces in magazines as a kid, and I thought it looked so cool. The way that they, there's like this little interior kind of cabin you could sit the figures into. And now I am actually building it for the first time. That's interesting. I feel like it's a lot like higher vertically than I thought it would be. If you look to the side of the boat, it's like that's really high. It's also not really closed up on the back. It just has a little kind of fence piece there for some blocking. Oh, that didn't really snap together all that well. There we go, a little better. It's cool though. I love how there is a little skull in like a glass observation chamber back there. Like they're doing some research experiments. Sorry, let's put... Wow, you can definitely really stand a fig back up in there pretty... There's a lot of headroom. I appreciate that. That's really neat, though. Oh, come on, get on there, Johnny. There we go. Yeah, this clip piece is not holding my binoculars in there very well. He is... I don't know if that's just because the binoculars are really small, or if this clip is, like, kind of damaged. Probably 50-50. Yeah, there we go. We got that. All right, let's get Johnny out of there real quick. Cool. Now we are going to get these Technic arm pieces. Man, I didn't know these Technic pieces to me. I guess they were around in the 90s. They feel a lot more. Excuse me. These Technic pieces to me feel a lot more like early 2000s. I don't know why they're. I'm kind of just surprised to see them in this set. I suppose. I mean, I knew they were in here, but just interesting. Interesting. They always just make me think of Exo-4s. Which I miss. I still have a few, but I wish I got more of that theme because I think all those sets are absolute bangers. Really, really neat stuff. I only have like a couple of the first wave. I think I have 3 of the mechs. Pretty neat. All right, here's the coolest part of the build, I think. I mean, besides the blimp, which is, of course, the coolest part of the set. But second coolest part, runner-up, we have an anchor. So to keep the Zeppelin from floating away, I suppose? Wait, now that I think about this makes next to no sense to me. Because I suppose they could use the anchor to keep the Zeppelin from, like, floating away? But it's still going to be heavy when you pull it into the Zeppelin. So why does a blimp need an anchor? I don't think real blimps have anchors. I mean, they've made another precursor to this set is they've had a lot of hot air balloons in the Adventurers line, which I was always a huge fan of. And those have like sandbags on them, right? Which is, again, like real hot air balloons, use those for ballast. To keep them from floating away, but the idea would be that you would cut those hot air cut the sandbags off the hot air balloons so they would fall, and then you would float away without the sandbags, and then you would descend when you run out of gas or whatever. I don't know what the anchor would serve. I guess they could just kind of latch it onto something in the jungle to keep them from floating away. If you needed the Zeppelin to stay floating but in one place. I guess that kind of makes sense actually, because if they were in a jungle, you could kind of park the Zeppelin above the trees, scamper down the anchor chain, and then, go about your business, because you wouldn't really have room to, like, land it. So, yeah. All right, so we've reached the step that I don't know how I'm going to do this. Here, let me get the manual in frame so you can see what we're dealing with. So this, in the manual, shows you to use the packaging that came in this set. They came with this set in order to... You're going to take this box. Yeah, there's a little drawing of the box that the Zeppelin set came in. You can kind of see it there, how there's the cutouts where the Zeppelin would stick out. And you would lay it down in the lid, belly up, so that you could do all this work to the underside of it without it rolling around. I don't know why. If this is in the instructions, I feel like more people who owned this set should have kept the box, because this is implying that the box is critical to the process of building this Zeppelin. But for some reason, box copies of this are even more rare than just the actual set, which is already super rare. So I got to do this without the box somehow. How am I going to do that? I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be easy, or maybe it will be the hardest thing I've ever attempted in my life. We're going to have to see. Okay. Come on over here, Mr. Expensive Zeppelin piece. I don't know how much just the blimp on its own is worth. Probably depends a lot on the condition of the stickers. So they're putting these... So this is how the Zeppelin connects, is that there's these little weird kind of channel ridge things that Lego pieces can go into. I thought these were going to be Technic pins, but they're actually just, honest to God, 1x1 blue barrels. So, okay, I put that in there, and I think it's in there. It did not feel correct. Oh my God, that feels just weird. I think it's again because this is the Zeppelin is like a plastic. I mean, I know Lego is made out of plastic, but it's not a Lego material. You can kind of hear it. It's like a soft plastic. So putting these Lego pieces in here just does not feel like connecting a Lego piece to a Lego piece, if you know what I mean. So now we need to attach the undercarriage ship area to the underneath. So I don't know. First off, why did I put the anchor on this first? I'm going to take the anchor off for now. And then I'm probably going to lose the binoculars. Oh, I just lost the binoculars. Okay, just sit on the side for the right now. So, oh my God, this is kind of jank. Okay, no, it's not that bad. Okay, so we're gonna hold, sorry if this is not coming across on camera. Now, I need to take 4 of these little rod pieces and push them through into the barrel. Okay, I can't believe this is working. It worked. I was about to say this is the jankiest connection I've ever seen. That first one worked fine, knocks on wood. Let's see if the other ones can do it. Okay, this one's going all right. I'm going to start with the corners. Maybe I should just start with those two. Oh, no, I'm going to keep it upside down for a second. There's no stickers on the top side, so hopefully I'm not like rubbing them off. Oh God, that is a spooky noise. I bought this set, I'm gonna build it. Okay, 4th, oh, I have to push on the other side too. Is that working? 4th piece going in. I'm missing, no, I'm not, I did all 4, I lost track. Okay, woohoo, it's on there, yay. Look at that. All right, let me get the wheels on the bottom. And then I think we're literally done. That's crazy. Alrighty, let's get the wheels on there. Whoops! Sorry to punch you, Mr. Blimp. But yeah, pretty legendary set. Oh, hello? Did I do that wrong? Oh, maybe. Standard dark gray adventures wheel pieces we got going on here. Try to get some better shots of it once it's built. There we go. I'm just going to make Kilroy hold the binoculars for a second because they do not want to stay in that thing. There we go. So, yeah. Let's see what we got. Okay, I fixed it. All right, so I've got the model all completed now. Let's see here. So now the first, I mean, it looks pretty cool, of course. Try not to get too much of my background of my house in the back. So it's definitely pretty neat. The first problem is I'm noticing is it's a little tricky to get my hands under there. Again, if I was a child, this would probably be easier, but to get a figure in there, are they supposed to sit down there for the controls? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's room. I think they're supposed to stand up. Well, let's make Harry Kane fly it since he's the pilot in command here. He's probably the only one qualified to do this. Can pilots fly blimps? You must need a different license to fly like an airship, even if you're like a commercial pilot. I wonder what a commercial 747 pilot could do if you put him behind the controls of a blimp, if he would know what he's doing. It's a good question for YouTube. So here we have some extra accessories. We have the blimp build itself. In the back we have that cool little skull. We have Max Villano with a cutlass and a rifle. We have this cool little, here's a side build. I didn't really show too much of it. There's this kind of treasure thingy. I mean, you have the gold disc, but it's on a little obelisk statue sort of thing that you can slide in and out of these rails. And you can kind of lock it in place. Whoops. Get out of the way. You can kind of lock it in place with this spider web so it can't come out, and then you have to lift up the spider web to roll it out. Kind of cool little play feature, but I've seen better from adventurers. I like all the traps that have like spears flying out of stuff when you knock stuff over. Those are my favorites. Max also comes with a backpack that I didn't put on him there, but there it is. He's to the side. We also have treasure map, classic. You, I think, can put it somewhere back in the back of the Zeppelin, but there's no real like cargo space. Maybe one complaint I already have with this set is I feel like maybe they should have had like a crate or a treasure chest piece in the back here. I love that there's like a little skull in a clear glass dome. It's like a little research, little mini laboratory they got set up in the back of this thing, which is so cool. But you know, I think especially since some accessories are included, we got a map, we got a rifle, we got binoculars. They did include a little holder thingy for the binoculars. Mine is not working at the moment. I'll need to get a replacement blue clip. But it's like, why not? You know, they should have included a little crate, like treasure chest maybe. I think probably a crate. Crate would have been better. Oops, I would go with crate. Yeah, this thing looks amazing. I mean, obviously, it's the blimp. It looks so cool. It's such a one-of-a-kind set, so iconic. Wish there was a little, let's see, how much room do we really have in here? If I want Johnny Thunder with a rifle, can I kind of fit him in here? Oh, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it is pretty flat in there. I would give it a decent on the playability scale. Not the easiest to get your hands and figures in there. Again, the blimp's kind of always in the way, kind of always over top, but it's definitely usable. I could have seen myself playing with this as a kid. The connections felt a little weird, but moving it now, the blimp, it's not very shaky. It's more solid than I thought it would be. The weight of it is a little funky. I think there's a lot. Oh, here's probably one of my favorite parts is the engines. Again, hard to see because the blimp's in the way, but you have two different rotating propellers with their little engine cylinders exposed. Really cool. Some blue on there, just old Lego blue. Yeah, so it's a little interesting. It's kind of like it's like top heavy and back heavy. When I move it like this, it really feels like it wants to go over, even though the Zeppelin piece is just plastic. It's still heavy. I feel like it's just weird. It's very, very top heavy, you know, just because of the way it's positioned. I think this anchor honestly does actually contribute to. Can I wrap it around twice? That's pretty cool, actually. That looks pretty neat. I love this old chain piece. It's kind of neat. You can have it hanging off the side like that. It actually goes to help. There's a lot of brick-built stuff back here, so it actually kind of is a little kind of rear-heavy that way, so keeping it up that way helps. Damn, such a cool set. Really, really glad I have it, and I built it. I think I would recommend it for sure. Oh, wait, let me check the price. Alright, so I've got the model all completed now. Let's see here. So now the first, I mean, it looks pretty cool, of course. Try not to get too much of my background of my house in the back. So it's definitely pretty neat. The first problem I'm noticing is it's a little tricky to get my hands under there. Again, if I was a child, this would probably be easier, but to get a figure in there, are they supposed to sit down there for the controls? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's room. I think they're supposed to stand up. Well, let's make Harry Kane fly it since he's the pilot in command here. He's probably the only one qualified to do this. Can pilots fly blimps? You must need a different license to fly like an airship, even if you're like a commercial pilot. I wonder what a commercial 747 pilot could do if you put him behind the controls of a blimp, if he would know what he's doing. It's a good question for YouTube. So here we have some extra accessories. We have the blimp build itself. In the back we have that cool little skull. We have Max Villano with a cutlass and a rifle. We have this cool little, here's a side build. I didn't really show too much of it. There's this kind of treasure thingy. I mean, you have the gold disc, but it's on a little obelisk statue sort of thing that you can slide in and out of these rails. And you can kind of lock it in place. Whoops, get out of the way. You can kind of lock it in place with this spider web so it can't come out, and then you have to lift up the spider web to roll it out. Kind of cool little play feature, but I've seen better from adventurers. I like all the traps that have like spears flying out of stuff when you knock stuff over. Those are my favorites. Max also comes with a backpack that I didn't put on him there, but there it is. He's to the side. We also have treasure map, classic. You, I think, can put it somewhere back in the back of the Zeppelin, but there's no real like cargo space. Maybe one complaint I already have with this set is I feel like maybe they should have had like a crate or a treasure chest piece in the back here. I love that there is like a little skull in a clear glass dome. That's like it's like a little research, little mini laboratory they got set up in the back of this thing, which is so cool. But you know, I think especially since some accessories are included, we got a map, we got a rifle, we got binoculars. They did include a little holder thingy for the binoculars. Mine is not working at the moment. I'll need to get a replacement blue clip. But it's like, why not? You know, they should have included a little crate, like treasure chest maybe. I think probably a crate. Crate would have been better. Oops, I would go with crate. Yeah, this thing looks amazing. I mean, obviously, it's the blimp. It looks so cool. It's such a one-of-a-kind set, so iconic. Wish there was a little, let's see, how much room do we really have in here? If I want Johnny Thunder with a rifle, can I kind of fit him in here? Oh, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it is pretty flat in there. I would give it a decent on the playability scale. Not the easiest to get your hands and figures in there. Again, the blimp's kind of always in the way, kind of always over top, but it's definitely usable. I could have seen myself playing with this as a kid. The connections felt a little weird, but moving it now, the blimp, it's not very shaky. It's more solid than I thought it would be. The weight of it is a little funky. I think there's a lot. Oh, here's probably one of my favorite parts is the engines. Again, hard to see because the blimp's in the way, but you have two different rotating propellers with their little, engine cylinders exposed. Really cool. Some blue on there, just old Lego blue. Yeah, so it's a little interesting. It's kind of like it's like top heavy and back heavy. When I move it like this, it really feels like it wants to go over, even though the Zeppelin piece is just plastic. It's still heavy. I feel like it's just weird. It's very, very top heavy, you know, just because of the way it's positioned. I think this anchor honestly does actually contribute to. Can I wrap it around twice? That's pretty cool, actually. That looks pretty neat. I love this old chain piece. It's kind of neat. You can have it hanging off the side like that. It actually goes to help. There's a lot of brick-built stuff back here, so it actually kind of is a little kind of rear-heavy that way, so keeping it up that way helps. Damn, such a cool set. Really, really glad I have it, and I built it. I think I would recommend it for sure. Oh, wait, let me check the price. Also, shout outs to the back of the manual where they show they can show that you can use the blimp as a giant storage container for all the loose pieces. Johnny Thunder's head is in a jar. I never noticed that. That's a bit of a macabre detail in there. Also, this alternate build of like some sort of robot mech spider with skulls on the front, and this cool little like helicopter car they're using to track it down. Whatever the hell this thing is, the spider tank. Man, alternate builds used to be so cool. And then these are just some glamour shots of the actual builds. Pretty neat.